How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Chemo 365, where I hope out of the 365 days out of the year, you can find a video here that you can relate to. Alright guys, finally in this video, the CZ-P10C and the Glock 45. Ooh. And as always guys, the best way to support the channel is to click that subscribe button down at the bottom. Okay, let me start off by talking about my experiences with Glock, because I think a lot of people out there think that I don't like Glock, and that's not the truth. I've had 3 Glock 19s, 2 Glock 17s, a Glock 43. Hey, I like Glock. But that is the problem. You gotta love what you buy, because that's your hard-earned money. You're dropping $500, $600, sometimes even $700 for a pistol. You are entitled to be more than just satisfied with the pistol. You should feel like this is the best pistol for me. There's nothing else out there that I want. Even if you have a pistol now, there might be one in the back of your mind like, that's the one that I really want. But the point is, it left an impression. And for me, out of all of the Glocks I've ever shot, it's just kind of this big square of Glock. There hasn't been one in particular that are all stock that have been like, that's the one I gotta have. Like, for example, I remember the first 1911 I ever shot. I was like, oh, that's what a trigger should feel like. That's a real comfortable grip angle. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is perfect. But can I get it into a polymer frame? Now, that search began for me. And if you're gonna do it in terms of pricing, for me, it went something like the H&K VP9, great trigger, fantastic gun, but I think the Walther PPQ is as good of a pistol as a H&K, but it's a lot cheaper, and I think the PPQ trigger is probably a little bit better. Right under that would be the CZ-P10C, and then under that would be the Janix, and the Janix are an insane deal. Awesome trigger, super reliable, and you get a lot for the money. And all of those pistols, when I picked them up and I shot them, they felt good in the hand. They left impressions in my mind. But so far, no Glock has left an impression on my mind like I had to have it. Until now. Now, I totally don't understand how you would take a Glock 19 slide, put it on a Glock 17 frame, and have it feel so good. I just don't understand it. But let's get both of the pistols under the camera and have a better look. Alright, CZ-P10C on this side, Glock 45 on this side, and I think this comparison is better than the CZ versus the Glock 19. Now, if you wanted to see that video, I'll leave a link for it right up here in this area. And the main reason I think that is because of the grip length. Look at this. I'm going to match them up here so you can see the difference in grip length. The CZ is longer, so you got to remember that this has the Glock 19 slide on it, and when you look at the grip length, they're more similar. I know this is a 15-round magazine, this guy, the CZ here, and then the Glock 45 comes with a 17-rounder. And the CZ is not actually a full-length grip to the bottom here, but you have to account for this tab. And when you put the magazines in, it's a little bit more comparable like this than versus the 19. So that's why I wanted to get these two together. You know, and I forgot to mention, that's another reason I wanted to get these two on the table, is the Gen 5 stuff doesn't have front cocking serrations, and the newer stuff that's coming out does. Like all the new MOS stuff, the new Glocks have the front cocking serrations. And when you get these two next to each other, now it's more of a fair fight. They look a little bit more fairly matched up. But nice to see Glock is coming out with front cocking serrations. A lot of people spending big bucks on aftermarket parts. Now they don't got to worry about it. If that's the one thing they really wanted, there it is. The U-notch plastic sights really tend to annoy people with Glocks, because they think if they're spending $500, $600 for a gun, why don't they put metal 3-dot sights? And these are glow in the dark as well from CZ. They don't glow very long though. They need to be charged a lot, but at least they're metal. So that's one of the things that I think the advantage that CZ has over Glock is I just wish they would put metal sights on their guns. All right, first up, we're going to do the Glock 45. This is with the magazine inserted with no ammo. And that looks like it's going to settle in at 1 pound, 8.4 ounces. Here comes the CZ, same thing. This does have the metal magazine. It's inserted, but no ammo. That's going to be 1 pound, 9.9 ounces. So the Glock 45 is lighter. All right, let's have a look at reset and how this is going to feel as far as how spongy or soft it feels. So here's the beginning part, right? You think that's the beginning part, but it's really not. And this in itself, when you're trying to find where that wall is at, where it's going to break, is really spongy. There's a lot of grit in there. And here's what it takes to get it to that break point. Okay, here's the reset. I'm going to kick it out for you. And squeeze again. All right, I'm going to reset that all the way. So here's that, that take up, right? It's really spongy, really gritty. Break. And reset here. And pull. Let's check out the CZ. All right, here is the CZ-P10. You see what I mean here? The take-up part is just, there's no resistance there. It gets you straight to the wall. I'm going to bring back the Glock here so you can see. So you can see here with the Glock, you know, it's just, there's some resistance there. There's a lot of friction getting it to the wall as compared to the CZ. You know, there's just, it's smooth, and then you just get that clean break here. And maybe I'm not being fair here. Let's try that again. Okay, there's the take-up. And then the break, so crisp. There's the reset here. Oh. Okay, let's get that again. Straight to the wall. Break. Oh my God, that reset is so great. Okay, that's what the two triggers look like. Let's see how much they weigh. All right, first pull Glock. Let me reset that, make sure that's ready to go. Hook it on there, get it straight back as I can. That 5 pounds, 12.5 ounces. All right, second pull, let me clear that out. Get it on the trigger. 5 pounds, 2 ounces. Okay, third and last pull here with the Glock. 5 pounds, 15 ounces. Okay. First pull, CZ-P10C. 4 pounds, 13.6 ounces. Second pull, CZ-P10. 4 pounds, 12.2 ounces. Man, that's crisp. Last pull, CZ-P10. 4 pounds, 7.5 ounces. Here's a quick recap and what we found out so far. The Glock 45 is lighter in overall weight. The CZ-P10 has the lighter weighted trigger and is a lot crisper break than the Glock 45. No surprise there. But let's go over some of the similarities and differences. All right, let me snatch these up so we can have a look from up top here. Going to line up these slides as good as I can. Going to rock this backwards so you can see the CZ is longer in length. And since we're looking at the front for all you freaks out there, because I know you're out there, if you're wondering if the front is beveled, it's beveled. Oh yeah, and then the Glocks now are all beveled as well. So for you freakazoids, they are. This is the slide profile of the Glock. It's going to be their typical block square slide profile. They're probably never going to get rid of this thing. Versus the CZ that I think has the better slide work. It's beveled out on the side here. And a lot of people like to make the point of, hey, check it out, man. Those bevels on the side, that milling, it draws your attention to this point like a triangle on the top there. You know what? When you're looking down the tube like this, you can't really tell. And when you're pumping down, you know, rounds down range, you can't tell. You really can't tell. Really, it's going to come down to if you're like 3-dot metal or U-notch plastic. All right, next up, you got a way larger trigger guard on the CZ than you do with the Glock. You have a magazine release on both sides on the CZ. Slide release also, slide catch, however you want to say it, is on both sides. The Glock does have an ambi slide catch slide release on both sides, but only on one side for the magazine release. Grip angle is going to be a lot more straight up and down with the CZ, as we can see here, versus the Glock that's a little bit more slanted at that weird angle. This does have a magazine well. You can see how it kind of flares up here at the bottom. The CZ does not have that. So I really like that aspect of the new Glocks to come out with that flared magazine well. So if you're doing speed reloads, it's going to make reloading a lot easier. Now, if you're comparing stock pistol to stock pistol, I think the CZ is going to be the better choice. It's got the better slide work. It's got the way better trigger on it. And the grip angle feels a lot better in your hand, which is going to contribute to shooting a lot better. So the trigger and the grip for most people are going to feel a lot better. The problem is these CZ metal magazines cost like 30 bucks for a 15 rounder. But with Glock, you can do cool stuff like this. That's always been true for Glock. You can get cheaper parts for Glock and the quantity is unbelievable. So if you like to dick around with your gun, the Glock is going to be for you. The CZ, if you're after a gun that's just going to be great out of the box that you don't have to mess around with, you're going to pay a little bit more for magazines and things like that, the CZ could be for you. Now, which one do I like? Normally with the Glock, there's something I can pick about it, but you know what? With that shorter slide with the longer grip, I can overlook that really weird grip because that slide feels so comfortable coming back on that bigger frame. I absolutely love it. And the CZ, I've always loved the CZ. So which one can I pick? In this case, I think it's a tie. It's going to come down to if you want to customize your gun versus if you don't want to have to mess around with anything. So guys, that's the ending of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Chemo 365, please do. And remember, I'll catch you guys later.